Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everybody, to RTX Pinball. This is the Pinball Post, episode number 32. So, sorry for the new date. I should have done this yesterday, but I was sicker than a dog, and somehow or another, I was not looking good earlier today, but somehow with enough histamine pills and enough drugs, I am actually capable of doing this show. So I'm going to go ahead and do it. So, sorry I cut off a little bit of Yo Retro. I was hoping he would finish before 9 o'clock or that I could delay a little bit, but I didn't want to leave any of you guys waiting. So we're going to get started with this show, and we're going to punch it up. So, yeah, it's been a pretty ridiculous couple of weeks for me, and we're going to get into that for sure. Yeah, so who we got in the chat? Let's start there. Pinball Wizard, welcome. Always my wonderful moderator. You got Wingo, Leon, Soggy Bacon saying hola in the chat. We got Skull Joe, Point of Blame. Volume is too low? Is that so? That's strange for me because that's usually too high for this thing, but I can pump that up a little bit. We'll see what we can do here. We'll do a little gain filter here. We'll just pump it up just a little bit. Hopefully that helps a little bit. Looks like it did. All right, hopefully that does the trick. Let me know if it does. So yeah, this week, so many of you have seen the short of me probably last Monday, and the mom update for me has been absolutely chaos. So on 2/16, February 16th of this month, my mom broke her foot, and so she came to stay with my sister for the week, and over the course of that week, she fell about 6 times. On Friday, we took her to the hospital again and found out she had a brain tumor. So, 2 lesions in her brain, one on the frontal cortex and one towards the back on the left-hand side. And she immediately chose hospice. They looked for additional cancer, and they found 2 major masses in her left lung, and she actually entered a hospice facility this Monday. So for the last couple of weeks, we've been visiting with her as much as we could, spent time with her. I played marbles with her, combed her hair. We had to do all of her care. She's been declining very quickly due to swelling on the brain. It's just taken her from somebody who was completely independent up until basically Valentine's Day to someone who is in a hospice facility and probably won't last the weekend at this point. So it's been just a terrible, terrible 2 weeks for me. So that is the update on my mom. I actually thought that I would show something of that, but I think I'm gonna not do that. So yeah, it's been a struggle for sure. My sister and I have been taking care of funeral arrangements and just coping with the shock of, hey, you got a brain tumor, to within an hour, my mom was like, no, I'm not taking steroids, which is the main course of any treatment for cancer is steroids. You need steroids to be able to limit swelling, and then you kind of go from there. And that just did not cross her mind. My stepfather died in 2012 of a rare bone cancer, which metastasized and went to his brain as well, and he died in much the same way. So, and she was his caregiver for almost 5 years during that time, and so it was a terrible, terrible thing for her to watch. And steroids, which theoretically should have given him a better quality of life, instantly makes you a diabetic. And while that's a long-term thing that can hurt you, it is a lot of management and a lot of care. And so she had to watch him whittle away. And so that was not at all what she wanted. So my mom made the very difficult decision immensely quickly, quicker than my sister and I could possibly fathom. As soon as I heard that there were lesions on my mom's brain, I instantly looked at my sister And there was no words exchanged, but it was like, yeah, that's it. She's not gonna make it. So she did smoke for 40 years. So I guess I should have known that she would pass early based on that. But you never know how much time you have with your parents. And so what I'll say here, and I've said this before, not on this channel, of course, but consider how many times you see your parents or the people you love in a year, and then multiply that by the number of times or number of years you think they're going to live left. So if you see your parents twice a year and you think they're going to last another 10 years, that's 20 opportunities that you're going to see them. Would you treat that time any differently? Would you say goodbye a little differently? That would be my challenge to you guys. If you have that loved one and you're not spending that amount of quality time with them, I've had a lot of regrets in the last couple of weeks that I've wished that I had done certain things differently, and I'm not going to get those opportunities. So I hope that you guys learn from my mistakes and my regrets in that regard, to love the ones that you have around and really appreciate them for what they are. But with that, I will be traveling back to Kalamazoo probably tomorrow again to spend as much time as I can with her this weekend. And that will probably be it. She has not eaten in over a week. She really hasn't had any fluids in 6 days. I mean, she's pretty much sedated all the time now because of the agitation and the brain swelling. So it's been really, really hard to watch. So anyway, that is the mom update. I won't dwell on that anymore. If you have questions, I'm certainly here. And if you just want to talk about that, I'm certainly happy to do it. So time is so precious. Steve, you're not kidding, man. Shaven Dave, welcome to have you here, man. And yeah, it's been tough, man. Dean, thank you. I appreciate that. I know everybody was so amazing in the with the short, just giving me all their love and their comments, and the prayers and the support that I've had has just been absolutely amazing. My work has been incredible. And in the end, the thing that I found most amazing is that the grace that God has given her. She's Catholic. I am not. I'm Christian. And I've only really been Christian again since October of last year. Like, I hadn't done anything with church in 20 years and came back. And one of the things my mom said to me when she said she was going to hospice, she's like, "How's your faith?" And I was like, "Ooh, that's a tough question, Mom." So at any rate, that was that. Love the ones that you have time with and appreciate what you can. And in the meantime, play a lot of pinball, because I have been going through pinball withdrawal in the last couple of weeks. I've played just enough to get on the boards a little bit, but it has been kind of a crazy week for that. So with that, we have an entire show to go through. We've had a couple of cool releases, and I got a lot of stuff to talk about. I am overcoming a cold, so if you hear my voice is a little bit raspy or my eyes are a little red or itchy, that's from all the cold that I've had. So we're gonna get into it. First of all, we're gonna talk briefly about the winners of last week's shows, or last week's tournament. I know Real Retro just did some of this stuff, so I'm not gonna spend a ton of time on it, but I do want to recognize some people here. We're gonna jump into the display here. So Rigel was one that we got to see, which was pretty cool. I'll turn that back on. I turned that off earlier. So Rigel in our Discord actually won, as well as Yippee Chicken, who's also been a new member to the Discord. Also, big news, the Discord has now reached 150 members, and Jabba was very nice enough to supply a prize to the winner, which was actually Lord, oh shoot, crap, I can't think of his name now. He's got two different names, and oh shoot, what is it? I'll think of it. Jabba, who was it? I know you're there. He did it, but yes, there was some it was really cool to see him win. He's been a real contributor to the Discord and stuff like that. So these are the winners for last week's tournament. So this was up until the 26th. This was before last week. Skylar, there you go, Lord Skylar. And it's Lanthario something else in the Discord, depending on where you see him, whether it's YouTube or Discord. So, but that was the week 2 winners. Congratulations to you guys. These cards still can't be used on the HDP or the 4K, sadly, but hopefully soon enough they will be. I'm hoping that they integrate that before the summer. I'm hoping. We'll see what happens with that. For this week's winners, I did them backwards, didn't I? God darn it. So this is, I did week 3, I'm sorry. So this is the week 2 ones. So this was the week before. We had Cyril, and not really anybody from our Discord was in this one. This was kind of crazy. We did have Stein the Man, and I notified him as of that. But yeah, this was, our Discord has almost generally has somebody on there every single time, which is pretty crazy to see. But it's always cool to see that people are winning. With the unified format of Flipper Friends now, we have a lot more people winning just in general, and everybody's competing. I know we're all mourning the loss of Zen tables as far as our tournaments go. I'm hoping that those come back pretty soon, but they haven't yet. And we were supposed to get Earthshaker somewhere along the way in January, and it just never happened. So, or January, February, I'm not sure what happened there. So I was hoping that would come out, but nothing yet. So, we'll see. I still think that there's going to be a release schedule put forth. They said that there would be a schedule of sorts. You've seen it on the YouTube, on the Facebook channels, talking about a Zen schedule that would be released. So we'll see something at some point, and I assume they're probably going to start dropping games on the HDP as well. So we'll see what happens with that. I would assume that that's going to happen probably more towards the summer based on the calendar that we've seen. So this is the calendar that we've been looking at and been looking forward to. Obviously, we just had a release of the Tropical EM Plus not too long ago. We had a Nautilus EM Plus last week. And then, of course, today, or yesterday. Was it yesterday? No, today. Today, I'm losing days, people. I'm sorry. I'm losing my days left and right. Woods Queen EM Plus came out today. I was actually given the code earlier this week so that I could actually review it because of my travel situation. Going to see my mom. Thank you to @Games for being so gracious with that. So I had an extra day. I really didn't get I only played it on Monday for a little bit, and then I was whisked away to meet my mom going into hospice. And then I didn't get back until Wednesday when I got sick. I had to come home. I didn't want to get my mom sicker than she already was, and so it's just been a nightmare between the head colds and all that stuff going on. So, but I was very gracious to be able to play this game. I was able to do my review of it, so I hope you guys have been able to see that, see what you guys thought of it. We'll cover it a little bit more, but this schedule's looking pretty good. I am a little disappointed that most of the games here are EM Pluses, however. The schedule is nothing. A schedule with nothing on it is still a schedule. That's true. It is true. Hey, Steve, missing out on the Walkabout Golf sessions? Oh, dude, I got to get back into those. Steve, that's got to happen, man. Java, I love me some Walkabout Golf. I haven't played in probably 3-4 weeks. And I know there's a new table coming out next week, the 12th. So I'll be looking forward to that. Hollywood something rather, movie set or something like that. So I'm looking forward to that. But yes, this schedule is looking pretty good. I didn't realize that Police Street Patrol is coming out this month. So the 26th is basically 3 weeks from today. I have extremely high hopes for that. As you know, we did the interview with Scott Sheldon from @Games, and he has a wonderful dynamic to him. First of all, he loves Steve Ritchie and 3 Flipper Designs, so that's huge to me. He did the wonderful TMNT table. He did Baby Shark, which you guys either liked or hated. And then he also did Firefighter Wildlands. And you'll see on here, you actually see that he's actually doing a update to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So we don't know exactly what that's going to pertain to. Maybe it's additional code. who knows? Is there going to be new rule sets? Is there going to be a change of rule sets? Not really sure. One thing I do say that I hope he changes is that they changed Rocksteady and Bebop to the correct side. That was one of the things that I pointed out in my review. That when you kill Rocksteady, it's actually Bebop on that side, and they flipped him. So, a minor quib, but it was a quib that they messed up. So, which EM Plus had the cool ramp that you were pumped about? Aerobatics EM Plus, or was it Battle EM Plus? So, the cool ramp that you're referring to is actually Aerobatics Deluxe. It is not an EM Plus table. That's the one that I really wanted to see, and we haven't even got it slated yet when that's coming out. That is, Battle EM Plus has a really cool kind of a whip ramp where you hit it right up and it loops straight back and comes back on itself. That's pretty cool. We've seen that on Blood West. And I want to say they had it on one of the Fallen Aces tables too, on Cary Pinball. So there is some stuff there. Battle EM Plus does have that kind of whip ramp where it goes up and goes straight back at you at the same location where you hit the ramp, so that's cool. The one that I particularly like is the one in Aerobatics Deluxe, where you kind of have this environmental orbit that kind of it feeds into a ramp that you cannot shoot directly. You have to use the environment to be able to go up the ramp, and then it goes through this really cool sweeping ramp. It's absolutely awesome. Have not seen that one slated yet. I was hoping to maybe see something about it. We're also missing the incredible Winter Sports Deluxe, and I think there's 7. I think we've counted that there's 7 different deluxe tables that we have not got announced yet that we've seen on Cary Pinball, and they're continuing to come out. And I'm still holding out hope that we're going to get Viking at some point too. So, but the next big one that I'm super excited about is Police Street Patrol. As much as I like Supersonic EM Plus, if you've played that on Zachariah Pinball, it is pretty good. I think you're talking about it here. It has a big sweeping orbit ramp. It does. Supersonic EM Plus does have that as well. There's actually, there's the one, it's a big orbit. It's a rail orbit all the way around, and it comes right back to the flippers. And so it's a really weird thing, but you're going to have to hit that probably 6 times, just like we did on all the other EM Pluses. So the rule sets on those, sadly, are super basic, and they're all very samey. So if you don't like Granada. Oh my gosh, you're so right, Leon. Granada Deluxe is a great game too. I would love to see that. Time Machine Deluxe. We never got Primal Carnage Remake. That one I still think would be good to come out at some point. And you guys, I love that you guys are really trying to coordinate Walkabout Mini Golf in the chat. I love it. So, Supersonic EM Plus is going to be 2 weeks from today. I think that one's going to be pretty well received. I think that one's pretty good. The 2 favorites that I have of these left are Supersonic and Battle. Those are my 2 favorites of what's left here. But Street Patrol I think is going to be fantastic. Just a police theme just sounds amazing, quite frankly. Dinosaur Dynasty 3 Sky Titans. I could see this one having like big sweeping cool shots with the dinosaur theme. I think it could be really good. And the fact that Scott Sheldon's designing it and crafting it tells me that it's just going to be better than everything else that we've seen from Zachariah Pinball with the basic rule sets and things like that. So super excited about this schedule. These dates are coming fast and furious, and so in that regard it's been kind of cool. So at any rate, I think this is too hot, quite frankly. So let me turn this thing down, man. My goodness. So, all right. So that is the schedule that we're looking at going forward. Lots of games. Whether or not they're good, that's another whole different story. The EM Plus tables, I think, have kind of gone over kind of good to start. I think Tropical EM Plus was a great one to get us started. But since we've seen that one, they've kind of fallen off the wagon. I originally gave Tropical EM Plus an 8.5. I really liked that game. I loved the fact that they had the additional flippers on the upper side. We'll switch over to the Let's see the display of the playfield just briefly. This was Tropical EM Plus. If you haven't seen it or haven't played it, I know most of us probably have at this point. Awesome table. I actually really like this one. The fact that there's the upper flippers up here just give you a little more control, and it's a fun table. It's a good shooting table. You can really shoot different things around the table, and you really have a good time with it. Nautilus, however, Nautilus EM Plus, talk about a different table. This one came out last week, and so this table was met with a lot of, what do I say? Is it controversy? I like the way this table shoots, but man, I tell you what, the outlanes on this table are absolutely brutal. And it really takes away from the enjoyment of the table. I love the fact that they have the shark combos between the two ramps here. They really had some good concepts here, but they just didn't finalize it. I think they didn't do enough to keep the ball away from the outlanes. And there's a peg here. I don't know if you guys, there's a peg right here that when it comes down off this orbit, hits that peg and kicks it right over to this spot here. No, don't do that. It's bad. It's just bad design. I don't know what they were thinking with that. You hope Dinosaur Dynasty 3 has the same voiceover guy that sounds like Batman. Yeah, are you referring to the guy who did Dinosaur Dynasty 1 and 2? Because he's got kind of a gravelly voice. I don't know if that's done with AI or if that's done with if there was actually a voice actor for that one or not. I'd have to look. I'd have to look on Cary Pinball, the credits. At least the playfield isn't warped. Yes. We could... Steve, you are so right. The Wonderland Pinball is getting a lot of grief right now for the warped playfields. As you know, I really did not have a very... I do not have a very high opinion, quite frankly, of Wonderland Pinball. I have high hopes for TMNT, but yeah, Alice has not been particularly great. So the Dinosaur Dynasty 2 guy, he's over the top. Yeah, at least it's not like Moonflight Deluxe guy, or who's the Supersonic Deluxe guy was super enthusiastic. So we've got all those different voiceovers, different things. So yeah, for sure. All right, so we need to talk about the rule sets for these games just briefly. So this is EM Plus. So this is the rule set for EM Plus, and all of these games we're finding out pretty much have the same rule set. So if you look at these manuals, and if you don't know these manuals exist, they definitely exist. They are out there. This kind of goes over just the basic rules of every single game. Or this is Nautilus EM Plus. But they're really the same game again and again and again. So Tropical EM Plus, Nautilus EM Plus, and Woods Queen EM Plus have all been basically the same game. You can pick a theme you like and run with it. You do not need to buy all of these games. And frankly, they're too expensive. At $8 a piece on the HDP and the 4KP, that's a lot of money and a lot of investment if you want to collect them all. So I wouldn't recommend doing that, or at the very least wait for a sale. They are a lot of money. I think at the $5 price point, I think they would have sold like hotcakes. But $8 is a little... I know that doesn't seem like a lot. It's still cheaper than a little more expensive than a coffee, cheaper than a lunch for sure. Too much trouble getting into those ramps on the Nautilus EM Plus. Yeah, there's some really tough shots there. So with this one, you know, we're seeing kind of the same thing. The only thing that's different about this one and Woods Queen is the fact that the modes are persistent in Tropical EM Plus and Nautilus EM Plus, whereas in Woods Queen EM Plus, the modes reset completely after every ball. So that has been a little bit of a change that we've had to get used to on Woods Queen. How many tables have a known issue? Haven't heard any others, but B Kongs and possibly Peters. You're referring to Wonderland. I'd like to hear statistics on that myself, Billy Woods. So, do you think getting Jurassic Park for FX VR is just wishful thinking? Steve, boy, I wouldn't think it's wishful thinking. I just don't think it's going to happen right away. Everybody's complaining about Williams. Everybody wants Williams. So they're going to keep pumping out Williams until they're exhausted. People are just going to keep pumping them out, and that's just going to be how it's going to be. I think the simple rule set is the point of these tables. Simple to learn, hard to master. Pinball Wizard, you're right, and I think that's, to a lot of people, I think that's the appeal of these. They're not for everybody. You know, us pinball elite, most of you guys in the chat are all really good players, and these games are just kind of vanilla to us, and that's totally fine. But these games really appeal to a lot of the HD crowd and a lot of the micro people. If you're playing on a micro, EM Plus tables are awesome. They look great. They play great. They're perfect for that format. On the 4KP and the HDP, maybe not so much. They just maybe not have the appeal that some of the other ones would, for sure. But most of the folks that I've seen on YouTube have been fine. Billy, lots of folks piling on for the drama. That's always the case. It's usually more of an arcade thing. But this time, Wonderland Amusements is getting the grief of that, so for sure. So, but yeah, this game, I think Nautilus was a really tough game. This is a really nice, clean screenshot of the playfield, if you have not seen it. It's a beautiful playfield, and I love the music, love the artwork, even though it's AI. We know it's AI. It is what it is. But since we had the release of Woods Queen, something came up that needed to be talked about. So this here is Tropical EM Plus is backglass on Steam. You notice the aspect ratio of this is very vertical. So very different than what we're seeing on At Games. So when we go to the At Games system, you can see this is the difference. That is very scrunched. They're using the same PNG, just scrunching it down. Now, if we look at Woods Queen, okay, this is what it looks like on Steam. This is what it looks like on At Games. So definitely they need to do some tweaking there to get this cleaned up. Obviously, a beautiful backglass. I think we can all agree on that, right? But they definitely need to get this cleaned up because this looks a lot better. You do see there's a lot more detail in the numbers as well, which is interesting that we don't get on At Games. So I'm hoping maybe they'll clean some of that stuff up. And I'm even holding out hope that they do something a little more with the DMD. I'm hoping that they will show the ball that we're on and that they'll show the player that's actually playing. Both things are very, very important. So with that, that is something that we need to have cleaned up on these EM Plus tables. I hope that that's the case. I hope it happens. Be wonderful to see. We're paying 4 times the price to play these tables on our machine. You're so right. I guess I'll find out tomorrow when I build mine. Billy Woods, did you have yours now? You're going to be building it? I'm super stoked to see what happens with that. Pinball FX PC is still missing a lot of Williams tables. It is, yeah. And everybody just clamors about the Williams tables. I'm frankly sick of Williams tables. I love Williams tables, don't get me wrong. But to just complain about Williams tables all the time just gets me. There's a lot of great Zen original tables that I would love to have on the system. Mostly the classics. Excalibur and Shaman and what is it? Son of Zeus and Excalibur, Secrets of the Deep, Terraforming Mars, Princess Bride, Grim Tales. There's all kinds of games that I would want on this system that have nothing to do with Williams at all. So those are the games that I would like to see. Super disappointed that it hasn't happened, but yes, the other box arrived today, and I plan on doing a live stream tomorrow at 11 a.m. to build it. Billy Woods, that is awesome, dude. If I have the means or I'm not incapacitated by travel or some other means, I will definitely be checking that out. So definitely throw a link to your video in the chat, Billy Woods, so people can keep a link to that and have them notified. Definitely going to want to check that out if you're a digital pinball fan, but you kind of want to convert into maybe that affordable real pinball space. That's kind of where Wonderland Pinball is kind of trying to fill a gap. And hopefully they do well. I'm super excited for them. I'm not super optimistic. But at the same time, I want them to do well because TMNT, their next IP, is going I really hope that that one goes well. I love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I like turtles. And I hope that that one does really, really well. So if Alice does well and they get the bugs worked out, TMNT would be so much better. So that would be good to see. T-Bone in the house. Hope all is good. Glad to see you back. I am back. I'm going to try to do the show on a normal schedule again. Doesn't always happen, but if I'm available, I'm going to try to do it. So, LOL, Atheist Brick Ass sound effects kit back, but no pinball. What? Did I catch that right? I'm not sure what you're saying there. One thing I do want to talk about real quickly too, though. No hate in the Bethesda pack, but I really want to see some more tables on VR. Fair enough. That's still a concern. We still haven't heard whether or not we'll actually get those Bethesda tables on the 4KP or HDP or any of those. I would love to see that. The back glass updates are a must. Putting some effort into the PNG file shouldn't be a bridge too far for At Games. Dude, you are absolutely right. Chris Zimmerman, you are absolutely right. Simple fix. All they have to do is edit the PNG. They're probably just layered JPEGs anyway, or PNGs. They're probably just layers. So they probably just need to move around some assets and hit export, and you're good to go. So I think that would be an easy fix. My quib with Zaccaria Pinball is if they're going to continue to make games for the at-game system, they need to consider that they're going to a cabinet. They have a cabinet mode in Zaccaria Pinball, but they still have an overlay of the plate, or like the DMDs and stuff. So they need to consider those things when they move to an actual physical cabinet they're supporting. So they need to support the back glasses. They need to support DMDs a little better. They need to think of those things for that conversion. It warrants the price, first of all, if they do it. Not entirely. I still think the price is too high, but it would make it better. And we want to make these as good as possible in a cabinet form. So it's important. Princess Bride on VR. I'd be all about it, dude. Princess Bride is an awesome table. It doesn't get enough love, to be honest. I don't know why that table just does not seem to resonate with people for whatever reason, but it is fantastic. All right. So let's talk a little bit about Woods Queen EM Plus. So this one came out this week, today, and we'll talk a little about this one. So this is the guide for Woods Queen EM Plus, and it's very much the same thing we just talked about with Nautilus EM Plus. Again, whether you not like scantily clad women or not, this is what we're getting. I was kind of surprised that At Games allowed this after they've kind of done some censoring on other things. Gorby and Lola was talked about in the Discord, I believe it was. But they're coming out with these, and if they do the revised artwork on the older Zaccaria tables, some of those are a lot more risque than the originals. So you got to figure they're coming too, and they're going to look great. A lot of the newer AI artwork is hit or miss, but there's some really good ones out there for sure. So, all right, so this is the Woods Queen EM Plus rule set. It's the same exact thing, honestly. The only thing different in here that they don't really talk about is the fact that the modes actually reset per ball. So if you really need to have a really good ball to be able to get to these main objectives. There's 7 of them on here. I think there was only 5 on Nautilus EM Plus. There's 7 on this one. 7. So there's a lot more. And you have to complete them all in one ball. And then you can get a unlimited ball save and 50,000 points. So it's huge if you can do it, and it will escalate your scores exponentially. So you really have to navigate that. There's nothing wrong with the back glasses on the new EM Plus tables. There's a setting on the 4K to stretch the back glass or not. I disagree with that, Skull Joe. Yes, there is the firmware allows you to stretch it. You're right. But if you have to switch it for every single one, you're going to have bars on either side. So I think they just need to adjust the PNG to fit the 16:9 aspect ratio of the 4KP. A 16:9, whether it's on the 4KP, the HDP, the Micro, or the HD, they all have a 16:9 back glass aspect ratio. Whereas as we've seen in Steam, they are using a 9:16 aspect ratio. So it's very different. So I get that you can do it, but you're going to get bars on either side. So I totally get that. But how does the game end with an unlimited ball save? I'm sorry, not unlimited ball save. It's it doesn't. The timing of the ball save does not end until you lose a ball. I'm sorry, I misworded that, Wingo. It's basically giving you an extra ball. So you only have a 10-second ball save on these games. In this case, you get a ball save until you lose a ball. So yeah, sorry about that. I misquoted. But that's a very important thing to get right. So one of the problems that I have with the most 4KP games, there's no reference that tells you which player is playing and which ball you're on. Yes, and we talked about that. We hope that the DMD will actually get that cleaned up. I'm hoping that comes in a form of a patch at some point. I did mention it to At Games, so we'll see. You know, I don't know whether they're not obligated to do that. They would have to push that back to Magic Pixel and say, hey, can you fix this up for us as a courtesy? As you know, we've got 8 of these games slated. We've already released 3 of them. People are going to want that for the next 5. So could you fix it? You know, I mean, they're also cutting the bottom of the playfield off on the EM Plus tables. Yeah, there is some of that too, actually. In fact, let's go back to the playfield. Yeah, they are cutting a little bit of it off. And depending on which one you look at, you see it more and more, for sure. You got the red special. It's true. So, yeah, that's for sure. So, yeah. Excuse me, guys. My voice is fading quickly, so. All right. Next up, we'll show the playfield for. Whoops, we gotta show it to you guys. There we go. So this is the playfield for Woods Queen EM Plus. I did a review on this. I only gave this one a 7. I think that they could have done a lot more with this table. There's a lot of dead area on this right-hand side here that I feel like they maybe could have added an orbit, you know, or some shot to be able to get up here a little differently. Would have liked to seen a little something extra there. Maybe another spinner. I don't know. Maybe it's still a fun table. They could have done something a little differently though. It just seems like a lot of extra space. So I do like the table. It's fairly easy, I think. And I think it's very playable. So people are going to have a lot of fun with this table. The cost of entry is pretty high for this one though. The cost is kind of cost prohibitive for this one. So that's my only qualm with this one right now, is that I wished it was a little bit cheaper in price. But it is what it is. I mean, you know, it's $8. It's $6 on the HD and micro. But it's an okay table. My biggest concern is, are they going to take care of the issues that we're talking about? Are they going to take care of the back glass? Are they going to take care of the DMD? The rule set's not going to change. We know what these rule sets are going to be like now going forward. That's just what they're going to be. So it is what it is. Playability is good. Yes, that's true. I mean, that's PG. It's a perfect analysis. I mean, they're very playable tables. Nautilus EM Plus, however, was pretty brutal. I mean, that's why is there a dinosaur? Chris, you're right. I made the same comment in my review. The Woods Queen theme traditionally has been basically female Tarzan, and this time they added a dinosaur. But like I said in the review, that's not the first time they've changed the theming on these. Supersonic Deluxe was one that I've talked about many times before. If you went with the older versions, they always had a Concorde commercial jetliner, and they moved it to a fighter jet. So who knows? They're going to do what they're going to do. I actually prefer the fighter jet over the Concorde. Aren't there dinosaurs in your woods? Dennis B. Like, how do I respond to that? But why? It's a rainbow dinosaur. It should have feathers too. Like, why not just go full on, right? Who knows? They're going to do what they're going to do. And the AI art, I made a comment about Woods Queen today, that the back glass version of... so here, I'll just show it real quick. So this is the Woods Queen that we see from the back glass. So this woman looks more Spanish. She's kind of more tan and stuff. And then if you jump over to this one, she looks a little more Asian. and there's just inconsistencies there, and it's fine. But like, why can't you just use the same one? Like, I don't. Why does it have to be a different character on the playfield and a different one on the back glass? It doesn't make any sense to me. They did the same thing on Clown Deluxe, and that was drastically different. So you had the demon clown and the cutesy clown. It made no difference. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. So I don't understand the reason why they do some of this stuff. For the right price for @Games, I'm sure Magic Pixel would fix everything. I doubt @Games is willing to pay. It could be true, Leon. It could be a one-time package deal. Hey, we're going to pay you X amount of dollars for this package of EM Plus tables, and we'll sell them at the cost that we decide, and that'll be the end of it. That could be a thing. But I think that they want to have some type of relationship between the two. Without Magic Pixel, this whole system wouldn't exist. I think that's pretty evident, right? The Gottlieb games were not going to sustain this long enough to get to the Zen tables. Magic Pixel and Cary Pinball have powered the @Games ecosystem from the very beginning. So they need to be good relationship-wise, and they should be taking care of each other both ways. As you know, the Primal Carnage games eventually got over to Cary Pinball, and I think at some point the @Games originals will eventually maybe go back to Steam as well and be sold there. But we'll see. They've never done that to this point. Like, all the natural history games never showed up on Cary Pinball. So who knows if that happens or not. That would be cool for people on Steam that do not have an @Game system. But you never know. Well, they need to, or else no one would pay. That's true, Pinball Wizard. You're absolutely right. I don't think it has anything to do with Magic Pixel. They release these on Steam first, so it's not like it's an exclusive to @Games. For the majority of their titles, you're absolutely right, Billy Woods. They're porting them to our system. They should be optimized for our system is. I totally agree. I would have bought the 4KP even if it only had Zen games. Yes, but would you have bought the 4KP if it only had Magic Pixel games? That is the actual question. Because right now, you have to wonder if people are going to buy the HDP if it never comes out with Zen tables. They've said it's going to have Zen tables, but it hasn't done it yet. So would you buy the 4KP again if it never had a Zen table? That's the question. Still waiting for Winter Sports Deluxe. I don't remember seeing that one on the Outlook, though. BS5, BS5533-1. You're right. That is an awesome game. I did the voice work for it. I want to see that on this platform more than anybody. And it's just kind of in the ether. We don't know. I think we said that there's 7 tables that are still not coming. Pinball Champ Deluxe, Granada Deluxe, Time Machine Deluxe, Aerobatics Deluxe, Double Riders Deluxe, Locomotive Deluxe. There's a couple others. I can't think of them off the top of my head, but some really good tables there that need to come over deluxe-wise. But I think people got a little burnout on those, and now we're getting burnout really quick on the EM Plus. I wish they would have switched those up a little bit and maybe done a deluxe. Fired that voice guy at PG. Yeah, for sure, man. Fire that guy. He didn't know what he was doing. He was some rookie. Who knows? Nope, I would have brought the 4KP even if it never offered a Zen table. See, I think I would have too, Dean. The sound effects kit was the factor for me that made it so real and so awesome. I loved the HD system long before Zen was available. So when I remember being in Target when I seen the Zen announcement and I yelled in Target because Zen was coming to the 4KP. I was super excited. So that was a thing. All right, with all of that. Flipper Friends this week, man oh man. So these tables, Zancore Deluxe, Nautilus EM Plus, and Woods Queen. Pretty good tables, right? This is tough because basically Zancore Deluxe is mostly a gimmick game. You could spend most of your points on the upper playfield just collecting millions. Nautilus EM Plus is an incredibly hard game with the outlanes. I think I have a score of 600,000. And let's see. Yeah, I think I'm at 600,000, and I'm just like 7th or something like that. Maybe 10th now. Nautilus EM Plus. So you don't need a ton of points on that because it's such a brutal game to play. And then Woods Queen has a lot of bugs. It has a lot of bugs. You can only get an extra ball one time per boot up. If you boot into Woods Queen, you can only get the extra ball one time. Then you have to exit the game and come back in if you want to try to get the extra ball again. It also, if you try to do the modes, you cannot complete the elephant mode. I found that out the hard way. I had an extra ball and I was doing really well. I had a good score, and you can't complete elephant mode. So you have to drain a ball and then continue, and you cannot beat that mode. So it's all combos, all multi-ball. There's no other way to score big on that table. So super sad about that. Again, I reported this to them. Will it get patched? Who knows? But again, we have 2 tables here that either have a gimmick or they have a bug or something going on. So that's super disappointing. It is what it is. But it's like, man, can we just get a good week? And I really like Iscored Deluxe. It's a fun game. I love doing the modes for it, but the modes aren't particularly profitable. They can be okay. But when you realize you can go up to the upper playfield and just hit spot targets for 1,000,000 points each, it's really hard to justify doing all the modes, which actually require skill. So that's sad, for sure. Skulljoe says, I didn't know anything about Magic Pixel when I bought the 4KP. That's wild. I mean, because that was pretty much, it kind of powered the whole thing. It powered the HD, I guess. Cabinet players are probably a couple orders of magnitude smaller customer base than Steam. Oh, absolutely. I mean, Steam's probably way, way, way more users for sure. Zancore is fun, but if you're not playing for points, Pinball Wizard, that's exactly it. And that's sometimes the biggest problem with pinball in general is some of the best tables in real life too. This is not just a digital problem. This is a real pinball problem too. Some of the best things you can do in a pinball table is complete the wizard mode or complete the modes. But there's not always points in that. So you see these guys like Eric Stone and Keith Elwin and stuff. These guys playing pinball, and they absolutely destroy tables. Carl D'Angelo, they play pinball on a different level, and they're all about the points because they have to. And it's just not always. It's sad because it's the same thing that happened on Firefighter Wildlands when we talked to Scott Sheldon. Like, he wanted that. He crafted really cool modes on that. He also crafted really cool modes on Baby Shark. But once we found out you could do Baby Shark mode and just do multi-ball and get 4 billion points, we're never going to do the modes again. And the same thing happened on Firefighter Wildlands. We realized that you could go for the multi-ball, and nobody's ever completed the modes. So that's actually something I want to go back and do one of these days, is do a stream where I'm literally just completing modes on tables. So if you want to see that, definitely let me know in the chat. That's something that I think I want to do, is just do streams on getting into the nitty-gritty of a table and completing modes only. Like, go to Sea of Thieves and only beat the 9 modes. I think that would be really cool. I don't know that anybody's done it. I certainly haven't seen it. Is there a wizard mode? Who knows? We've never seen it. I think even Mad Ben Han, when I was asking about it, I don't think he said he ever completed all the modes in Sea of Thieves. So I would like to do that. I think that would be something that I would have a lot of fun with. So, okay. Next up, we were really worried about this guy, Pinball Wizard. I know you talked about it quite a bit. Alex. We were like, where the heck is Alex? Where is this guy? We're worried. He did show up. He was pretty late. He showed up on Tuesday this week. So good to see him back. The IFPA, the DPWR hadn't been updated, and so we didn't see it until he was ready. But we definitely got some cool stuff on the 6-string ping, got some love on here. Really cool to see these new people every single time getting talked about and focused on. So these are always really cool to see. Way too hard to do all the modes on Sea of Thieves. No, it's not, Dennis. Do it. We need to do it, man. It's going to be fun. I think it would be awesome to do. Dean says, I was drawn into the 4KP by the games. Most of the best games were really actually fun pinball tables, sorted ported from digital Steam games years ago. True. Yeah, Leon's all about the modes, so that's cool. Yeah, see, that's the thing. I really like the modes, so I'm hoping to do some more shows like that where we get into some of that stuff and we're like, screw the top scores. We're going to go for some modes. I think it'd be a lot of fun. Timu Ewan McGregor. That's pretty funny, PG. I hadn't thought of that, but you're kind of right. He does kind of look a little bit like that. Kind of the generic suit and tie type of guy, you know? Blue collar, you know, literally blue collar. Here, we'll put that back up there. This is the blue collar guy. This was so cheesy because I've never seen him do that during the show, but here he is doing it. It's really kind of corny, but anyway, good stuff. Other good stuff that happened this week. I want to do a special shout out to Pinball Wizard. What a great guy! This guy's been sending me presents. I think this is like the third or fourth thing you've sent me just on a whim. I never know they're coming. You sent me these pens. These are really awesome, man. Pinball Wizard, you're awesome. Thank you so much for sending me this. I'd rather be playing pinball, eat, sleep, pinball, repeat. Pinball is my therapy, and life is better with pinball. It's so true. I love these pens. I've been using them ever since. I have one in each one of my bags for work and for going back and forth to see my mom and all this stuff. So these have been really awesome. Thank you so much for these pens. I just love them. Anything pinball, he's been sending me just about everything. So, and I don't know if you can see it. No, it's kind of in the background here. It's way in the background. But he sent me a really cool One Ball for Greatness thing as well. So, in fact, let's do this real briefly. I am going to hide me just for a quick second. All right. So we'll unhide there and then hide here. So look, this is another thing that Pinball Wizard did. This awesome One Ball for Greatness trophy. So pretty awesome. It's got an actual pinball up here. It's got a 3D printed flipper. Pretty awesome. I mean, this stuff is fantastic. I mean, I didn't prompt any of this. The guy just does it, and he's amazing. Absolutely amazing. So thank you to Pinball Wizard. I know he sent some of these out to the moderators and different stuff, and just made us all feel really special. So that was a really awesome thing to do. You know, you get too much love, man. And the love that I have got on this channel is just, I don't warrant any of it. I don't know why you guys are so nice to me, but it has been fantastic. So I just love it. Hey, these pens are awesome, right, guy? Ryan, those are awesome. Just proving Ryan only has 19 fingers. He better not have 19 fingers. You only need one ball for drain immediately and reset the round. That's right, BG. So true, man. Especially on Nautilus EM+. You do terrible on that first ball, you're like, screw this, I'm going to start over. So, totally right. With that same vein, I want to point out my wonderful members. This is the people that have either connected or supported me through the YouTube channel with memberships. And so I just wanted to point out you guys are awesome. This was a new thing that we brought out. I didn't know what I was going to do with it just yet. But we've started to kind of piece together some ideas of what it is. But I just want to do a special thanks to all of you that have decided to be members of this team, of the YouTube channel, and to continue to support this channel in one way, shape, or form. Obviously, you don't have to do any of this. You don't have to do support either through the YouTube channel or not. You could also do the Buy Me a Coffee thing if that's something that you want to do. You can also do it through YouTube, the super chats and different things if that's something that you want to do or you want to contribute. I appreciate all of it. I do a lot of investment back into this channel, whether it be different pinball related items or cameras or the mic that I got here, the DJI Mic Mini that I'm using. All those different things are byproducts of the support that you guys have given me to make this channel as good as possible. So it's been awesome to see. So I appreciate you, man. I love the community you've made for us all. I mean, you guys are the community. I mean, I threw this thing together called the Discord, and the YouTube channel just kind of grew and kind of did its thing. It's because you're a good guy, Tim York. I appreciate you, man. That's really awesome. Good dude, that's why. I love mine. It's awesome, guys. Point of blame. Is Alex going to get fired if RAM prices keep going up. He better not. They're building data centers all over the place. So Alex should be in good hands. There should be an AI data center around somewhere that can fund his purposes for us. So that would be, it'd be a real shame to see Alex go away already. At any rate, because we could tell you're a nice guy, all the best, buddy. T-Bone in the house. You're awesome, man, and you're a member as well. So thank you so much for that. Couple more things, and then I guess we got some one ball stuff to cover, and we also have the daily grind to cover briefly as well. So even though we did it yesterday, I want to show a quick stream of it real quick. This is the one thing that we haven't really covered in a while yet, but it still keeps coming back. If you guys have not purchased a micro system and are in the market for one, $250 with free shipping is about as good as you're going to get. This system is really cool, guys. I mean, yes, it has a few problems with it, a little bit of speaker pop, things like that. I love my micro. You can see I have one back there. I love it. I actually took it to my sister's house last week when my mom was sleeping and stuff. I went downstairs and tried to play pinball the best I could, just to try to keep up on things. And so I love that. So this is an option if you guys are not in the market or considering buying one of these, but you don't want to spend $1,000 or $2,000 depending on your price point. You can get this thing for $250, and you can play the majority of the games that we play. And basically, all the Flipper Friends is completely up to you. You'll have access to all of those games because the only games that aren't on that system are Zen. The only Zen tables are the only ones not currently on the micro system. So, and if we look at the number of tables, I want to say, let's see, pinball tables. No, that's not what I want to do. Now I've done it. I've started Africa, and that's not what I wanted to do. I was trying to figure out how many Zen tables we have. I want to say there's like 70-ish. And that's not all Williams, of course, but let's see here. We'll go over to the play field. Let's see here. So we'll go here. Zen Studios. So there's 68 currently Zen tables on the 4KP system. So, and that includes all of the Zen originals as well as the Zen Williams tables. So quite a few games are on there. But considering the number of games that we have on this system, I think it's up to 265 right now. That's a lot of great tables. So, whoops, look at that. I'm transitioning myself right out of here. Because we could, we need more likes around here. Leon, Leon's a great guy. And I've tried to start pushing that a little bit more, and I have not done a very good job of it. Like and subscribe to this channel. If you're watching all the time and are not subscribed, please consider it. If you've come back even once, I know that you at least liked something that you've seen, whether maybe you were just looking at a particular title. Hopefully I'm doing the stuff that you want to see or want to talk about, want to hear. And if I'm not, let me know. I want to earn your support. I'm looking to get to 1,000 subs. Maybe by the summer, I would hope. I got about, 91 to go. So I'm just over 9. I'm at 909, I think now. I got a ways to go. But with your guys' support, we can get to 1,000, which would be my ultimate goal for right now. So, and I never dreamed that would happen. I never thought I'd get to 50 before Chaotic BPR and Papa Brad and some of those found my channel. Tomato Grass was instrumental early on. Just saying, hey, this guy RetroTech X, he's kind of cool. We should support him, and here we are. 900 subscribers later, so pretty awesome. Dean, welcome. Thanks for the connection, man. That's really cool. Ryan says yes because your personality. I was wondering why your micro has different legs today. Oh, so I sold my old micro and I sold it with the legs. So now it's just a stool. It's just a stool. And so, yeah, it doesn't have legs anymore. And as before, you remember I had the stupid risers on it and everything else. It looked like an AT-AT. It doesn't have that anymore, and this is the perfect height. So, yeah, I kind of went away from the legs. Legs were kind of an overkill, so we went away from them. and I got another micro. So I couldn't not get another micro, so I got another one. So it is what it is. But Dean, thank you for the connection, man. You're on the list, buddy. I appreciate you so much. That's awesome to see. Next up, we got just one more thing to do. We're gonna get into the one ball for greatness stuff that we always do. I think you guys really dig it. We've had some really good one balls this last week and a half, since we haven't done them. So we'll get into those and see what you guys think. All right, so these are a lot of fun. Bogfee from the Discord, or BoffG, sorry. This was on Funhouse. Look at these scores, man. He had 1.5 and 1.2 million on his first two balls, and then went gangbusters. 39 million on the third ball. This is the perfect example of one ball for greatness, where you had terrible first couple of balls, and you stuck with it, you played it out, and this is probably a personal best for him. This is usually the case. People have a personal best, they post it, and they're super excited about it. So what a score. Congratulations, BoffG. Holy crap, dude. This is a great score, man. Next up, Mecklenburg. This is Mecklenburg on Steam. He was playing Moonflight in the Daily Grind. His first ball, 4.6 million points. That is a mega score on the original Moonflight from, I want to say this is 76-ish. This is a really old table. Super fun table. I love Moonflight. If you've not played it, you definitely need to play it. Awesome game. Mecklenburg, what a score, man. Awesome. This is one from Jabba. Now, Jabba, the guy, VR Jabba is amazing. He's right up there with Nick's reviews almost all the time. Top 5, top 10. It's just amazing. I think this is on ball 2. And sadly, VR does not break it down by ball. But man, what a score. This is Monster Bash, folks. Like, this is not a game you get, 500 million points on. This is insane. And I think he said he ended up with like 700 million points on this game. It's absolutely incredible. 463,000. I mean, he's going through the wizard mode many times at this point. Absolutely incredible scores. Absolutely love it. Someone needs to make proportional legs for the micro. It would be short, but so cute. Yeah. And actually, if you put the normal legs on the micro and you put it at its typical height, it's actually good for kids. It's just not good for adults. Like, we have to crouch over too far. Leon, I don't know if you have legs for that or not. But yeah, the micro looks great with legs, but it's not fit for us. It's fit for the kids. So, Ryan, haha, I ordered the macro legs for Mac Games and gone through the third-party company that handle U.S. and delivery to Canada. The DHL delivered the package to the wrong house. Oh no. Telescoping legs, PC Reaper. That's a great idea. I was thinking about getting threaded rods that were a little longer and just extending the feet, and that could have worked. 859 million on that run. It wasn't a personal best. Jabba, holy crap, dude. 859 million on Monster Bash is insane. I can't even imagine how many times you went through the wizard mode. Absolutely mega scores. Unreal. Here's another one from Jabba. This one on Scared Stiff. Ball won 71, almost 72 million on this game. Now remember, you get to the wizard mode on this, you get like 5 million points in the wizard mode to get to it. You usually get it takes about 25 million or so to get to the wizard mode. So he could have theoretically gone through the wizard mode maybe 2.5 times to get to this score, or just went crazy on the multi-ball. But Jabba, like, dude, what a score, man. Absolutely mega. It's just unbelievable. And I think you had a third one. No, this is me. Believe it or not, this is Nautilus EM Plus. This is this week. This was the score that has propelled me to 10th place, I think it is, for Flipper Friends. At one point, this was number 1, but people have definitely eclipsed that now. But a tiny little score, 23,000 in the first one. Pretty good second ball, which was basically the entire game. So, yeah, this is Nautilus EM Plus, and if you've played this, you know how difficult this is. This is a difficult game, and my third ball showed it as well. Like, you just lost the ball immediately. T-Bone, you're jealous? No, man. Just with Nautilus EM Plus, play it tactically, slow down the ball every chance you get on the flippers, and just take your time. For whatever reason, this table has no flow. Ironically, a table about an aquatic theme has no flow, but here we are. Where do you guys get all the time to play up these scores? That game wrecks me. Yeah. So here is one from Soggy Bacon Soggy Bacon has quite a few this week too. He's notorious for this. This was on Champions Pub. Almost 55 million on the first ball. It's insane. Like this game, I can get about 20 million-ish, maybe 30 million-ish total. But this is just insane. That first ball is absolutely crazy, man. Shaven Dave, dude, you're not kidding, man. Killer scores. Ryan, very nice. Dude, these guys are absolutely killing it. It's funny because I get maybe one ball for greatness score per week or so. And these, Jabba and Soggy, and I've seen Skull Joe put a couple in here. This is another one from Soggy. 3.3 billion points on his first ball. This is, what is it? World Cup Soccer. Amazing game. He had to get through the wizard mode probably twice, I would say, to get to this score. Just insane. Absolute legend. You're absolutely right, Java. Absolute legend. Someone want to bring me over the border a 4KP? Dude, I wish I could. I wish I could throw one in the back of my hatchback, my Honda Civic, and get it over there. We're going to make it happen one of these days. Soggy Bacon again. These were from Daily Grind games, by the way. So these are all from the Daily Grind. If you're not playing the Daily Grind, I highly recommend it. There's links to my Discord in the description of this video, so definitely check it out if you're not. And I'm sure Pinball Wizard will throw it in the chat as well if you need a link to the iscored page. Here's another one. 304 million points on Sorcerer's Lair. This game is incredibly tough. You have to acquire the obsidian throughout the game, and then when you get the wizard mode, you can really rack up the points. I think my best score ever on this table is, I did better on it recently, but I don't think it's that high. Oh man. There we go. Hopefully you can hear from that mic. It's a backup plan. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what's going on with my mic. I've had that crash on a live stream the other day too, so I'm not sure what happened there. Hopefully this is loud enough that you can hear me. It's not the best audio, but it is audio. And we're almost to the end of the show anyway, so at any rate. Let's see here. We're back. Yeah, right. I had to alter things a little bit, Pinball Wizard. Sorry about that. So yeah, 108 million points on this game. Tough game, and yet here we are. So, and that is it. So we almost made it through the entire show without having an audio issue, but we didn't quite make it. So sorry about that, guys. What a week it's been. Pinball continues to be amazing. Finish up your scores this week. We got just a couple hours before the end of this week's Flipper friends for this week. Let's show the scores from the Flip Pal. So this week's scores right now, I am currently 10th. Papa Brad and I are actually completely tied at 113 points currently. And so I'm going to try to put up a little bit better score on Zancor Deluxe after this and see what I can do. Thought the static was bad on the Wi-Fi on the boat. Glad to see you back, T-Bone. Sorry about that, guys. That darn mic, for whatever reason, goes staticky sometimes. I'm not sure why that is. So hopefully this sounds okay as a backup plan. I'm able to switch gears pretty quickly, but I got to figure out what's going on with that mic. And then here's the top 10 scores for the week right now. You've got a couple hours, so hit it hard. Good luck to everybody in Flipper Friends, and hopefully you guys can knock off Mad Ben Han. This guy is just unbelievably taking it again. I got to go grind some Woods Queen remake, right? Mad Ben showed us how to do it. So here's Mad Ben Han, #1 in all 3 tables. So congratulations, Mad Ben. I don't think you're going to have to work anymore tonight. I think you probably got this one in the bag. And hey, thank you for the gift membership, man. T-Bone, I appreciate that, dude. I'm not even sure how those work, but that's awesome. And Dennis B got one as well, so that's really awesome. Thank you for that. Dennis B just recently got over, I think you're at 80 subs now too, and he did a really nice review on Woods Queen EM Plus as well. So definitely check that if you haven't already. Good stuff, man. All right, guys, well, that's the show. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Like, what are you doing? We're doing the best we can here. I apologize for missing last week, but under the circumstances, it's the best I could do. You'll probably see me next week. I don't know when the show will be. We'll try to continue to do it on Wednesdays like we have been. I know I kind of got in the way of Yo Retro a little bit this week, so hopefully he didn't go too much longer than that. I'm going to go back and check out the end of his show. We'll go from there. But thanks, guys, for watching. I appreciate you so much. You only need one ball for greatness. Keep lunging, and we'll see you next time, guys. Bye-bye.